Hello from fans, I'm the movie guru and welcome to this part 2 video where we're going to break down some of the clips and scenes of Sara and really analyze and deep dive into the things she says and does. We're going to try to find out where the origin of the voices are and if she was really hearing voices or if she was lying. As always, please drop a like and subscribe for more of my videos. So let's get into this first part. So what I want to do now is look at some of the clips of Sara and just watch what she does and listen to what she says.
Where's the doctor?
She had to go. But it's okay. You're safe now. Everything's going to be all right. You just rest.
Man, that was creepy. And so there was a lot of speculation that Toby and Sara could be connected and that Sara possibly could have been Toby's girlfriend in the regular world, but I don't see, he didn't recognize her basically. I do feel it was a little weird that she was touching on him like that and kissing him like that, but besides her just being creepy and not her normal self, I don't really see a connection there. She didn't really give much information, just trying to ease him and put his guard down. I don't think he was in his right mind. He kind of looked like he was under a spell, right? Like him and Jade kind of looked like they were under a spell. I know they could have possibly been, under the influence, but it kind of looked more like they were under a spell. So let's watch this next clip.
Where are we? Is everyone okay?
I don't think so.
Oh, God. Fuck. Wait.
This isn't your fault.
So in this scene, we get Sara doing her best Ted Bundy impersonation. Some of the dialogue there I feel like was really important. He said, how is everyone? Now, thinking that he only really seen the RV flip over. He didn't see anyone hurt. But I'm guessing that, there's real world consequences to the situation that he did. Like if you run someone off the road, it can be a big deal. So I feel like a lot of his anxiety was based around that. She said, this isn't your fault. What does that mean? Meaning like him being killed or what's about to happen to him, he was just collateral damage. I guess Toby was really dismissed as not meaning anything important. But a lot of speculation saying what if he had survived and what if he had been there with Toby and we would have got a chance to see him and Toby react and maybe get inside his mind just a little bit more to see what he knows, if he knew anything. We really didn't get any type of glimpse at that, but we do feel like he might have known something. So here we see Sara pretty much stayed there the whole night, battling back and forth with the demons or the voices, and they were really working her over. I mean, she's curled up in the corner, she's hearing these voices, and she's giving in to whatever it's telling her to do.
I can't. I can't do anymore. Are you sure? How? All of it?
So at first, I didn't really know what Sarah did, right? I know that she was trying to cut up the body to make it look like the creatures had, did it as well, and that, make it look like it was a cover up and that there wasn't someone running around killing everybody, which she was doing. Now, on my live stream I did with Taryn, there was a picture that we determined was a cauldron of tongues. And so now understanding that she cut his tongue out, we don't know what she did with it, but she cut the tongue out, and assuming from the picture that that is a witch, like something of witchcraft, taking the tongues, boiling them, I guess. And so I have the picture here. She pretty much got away with that and continued her killing spree. But it seems like she's really battling with, her inner, I guess, positive, not wanting to do it. She's really, in turmoil for her duality of good and evil. She doesn't seem like a bad person, but I feel like she has a choice in this, but she's just choosing wrong. I guess she's very influential. She's easily to influence. And I think that's why she's doing all this.
Sara? I'm taking a nap. I didn't hear you come in. Want to get some dinner started?
I didn't have a choice. Will you please help me?
So here at the diner scene, I mean, it was all good, right? Sarah had no ill will, animosity. I feel like she really did take to Ethan. She's not like a Victor character, but I feel like she's really jovial in nature. And here we go, the big reveal on her arm. And now first looking, everybody was asking, like, does Sarah have the worms? Because it kind of just formed. It didn't really look like cuts, but it could be cuts because they didn't kind of, if you remember how it looked in Boyd's arm, it kind of swam around his skin. They didn't really swim around her skin. It kind of just appeared like cuts. Now, we haven't seen any cuts on her body, but we could assume that Sarah does have a mental health history from that, and that's why it manifested in what looked like cuts. And then she passes out and has a seizure. Now, there is some sort of connection with the people in the town that have had seizures. We know Ethan had a seizure and he had a vision. Sarah had a seizure, and I'm assuming she had a vision. And so, well, we really don't know what that means yet. They take her back to the clinic after her spell, just for observation. And then she pretty much goes back and gets her scalpel and gets ready to go to work. And I'm guessing that she's familiar with that tool because maybe she used to cut herself with something like that when she was a kid or when she was in that domestic relationship.
I thought you'd like some tea. Do you want some?
Sure. You and Kenny make a really cute couple.
Oh,
Can I ask you something?
yeah, sure.
If there was something you could do, something that would let you see Marielle again. Something that would let everyone here go home, even if it was something bad. Would you do it?
Wait, what are you talking about?
I wonder sometimes about this place. What it means. Why we're here. If someone came up to you right now and said, do this one bad thing, and everyone gets to go home, would you do it?
Well, we're speaking hypothetically, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'd do anything to see her again, and hey, I mean, if that meant everybody else got to go home too, then I think that's a lot of good for one bad thing.
Yeah.
So in this scene, we got some information and we heard Sarah speak, and it really sounds like manipulation and trickery. And that is why I was going a lot with the Viking mythology leading towards Loki, because whatever is this entity is, it plays a lot of games and it's tricking people. And the number one person that it's running this glamour on or trickery on is Sara. I mean, she was there in the room with Toby's body after she stabbed him, having a whole conversation, and whatever the entity was telling her. Now, we do know that she says she heard the voices of people from the past town, but this sounds like it might just be an entity talking to her directly, not a voice from someone who's trying to warn them or help them. And it's lying to her. It's not, it wasn't going to protect her brother. They weren't going to get home. And so the manipulation was real. And Christy not even understanding that, she pretty much giving the green light for her to go ahead and continue her killing spree.
Do you know the story about the little girl in a room filled with broken glass? She knows the broken pieces used to mean something. She knows there's something they must have been. But all she can see are the shards. And when she tries to put them back together, they cut into her skin. Cutting deeper and deeper. And she bleeds all over the floor. But she keeps on trying. She keeps trying because she knows there's an answer. She knows there's a shape they used to make.
Sarah.
I hear their voices. And it's just like the broken glass. They told me it had to look like it was the monsters. I didn't want to. But they said it was the only way to save us. It was the only way to go home.
Sarah. Please, just tell me what you did.
I left the door open.
So here we get Sarah admitting that she hears the voices, but I feel like the key word of this scene is that she said they. She hears their voices. So it's multiple people talking to her, not just one entity. So assuming that the boy in white was speaking to her, but it seems like it could be multiple people. So it could be the boy in white. It could also be Martin, for all we know, if they're two entities or whatever else his entity is. We know from season 2 that this place is also alive. We also know that it could be the same voices that was heard on the radio. It could be a couple of voices from a couple of ops that we've seen so far but she doesn't get into specifics whether it was a guy or if she, recognized the voice from anywhere. I also think, I also like the way they put that story in there. And then this next scene with them at the diner, she's pretty much putting together the broken glass, which was very similar to the story that she was telling. And then also, fast forward to season 2, when Jade was taking the glass and he was putting it together. And I think that was another correlation as well. We don't really know what these things mean yet, but we see the correlation here, and hopefully they'll bring it together and see what it actually means and what the importance is of the glass, the shattered glass, and the girl with the glass.
就算你向嗰度都冇用㗎，都冇用㗎。唔係，咁又點咧？你都幫唔到佢。
佢係好驚，點解會咁㗎？佢哋平時係咁小心。
所有做到嘅嘢都已經做咗啦，咁啊，呢個冇得怪。呢場只不過係個意外。
You okay? Here, let me get that.
You sure you're not hungry? I was gonna make some oatmeal.
I'm not really hungry. Thank you for last night, though. It's been a long time since I've had a girls' night.
Yeah, me too. I mean, hey, no need to wait for a medical emergency if you ever want to do it again. Oh, your brother's back.
He's very persistent.
Yeah, he is. Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, it's fine. He just cares a lot.
Yeah.
I'll see you later. You're up bright and early.
Sarah, we need to talk.
About what? I'm so sorry. I worried you. I didn't mean to.
It's fine. I just need to know what happened.
I was standing in the diner 1 minute, and the next I was on the floor. I don't really remember much other than that.
Why are you suddenly acting like everything's okay?
I need to get to the diner. Mrs. Liu is gonna be worried.
Sarah.
I'm okay. I promise. I love you.
I don't see nothing wrong with Nathan being concerned about his sister. I mean, she revealed a lot to him in the bedroom. He knows that she's up to no good. I mean, he was minimally trying to stop him, and she just wasn't letting him do that. And, she basically swipes the scalpel from the clinic and then gets ready to head towards her next victim.
How are you feeling?
And we see here just pulling a whole op on the Matthews family and just being fake and phony with evil intentions. But I think there's some good dialogue in this scene that we hear from her.
Sarah just came out of the hospital.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah. It's okay, really.
Yeah.
Come on.
Be careful.
This one's my favorite.
I'm actually really proud of Sarah's brother for just getting the courage to tell somebody what's going on and get for some help. I kind of wish he had went and told Boyd first. I wonder why he went and told Father Khatri. And then here's another scene that I feel like is also weird. He goes to the church. He doesn't see Father Khatri, but he knows exactly where Father Khatri's at. And when he goes to see him, Father Khatri says, "When was the last time you came out here?"
Father Khatri?
Nathan, have you come up here much?
No, not really.
Strange, don't you think? A place like this could exist in a place like this.
So we get some interesting dialogue from Father Khatri. And why would he ask him if he comes up here? And I'm guessing this is not far from the town, right? Nathan doesn't seem to be overly religious. I'm sure he has some belief and some faith, but he doesn't seem to be overly religious like a prayer, a heavy prayer. So why would he come out there? And then also he said, how strange is this, a place like this in a place like this? And so Father Khatri knowing what type of place it is, okay, even if he's just on the surface level talking about the creatures, and the danger that lurks there. But then this, okay, clearing field and this serene place, which is a prayer circle, right? Meditation. And this is where I believe a lot of the theories come in about the Fae, right? And that he was in a Fae circle or some sort of holy circle with these 7 stones. And I just kind of wish he had explained more what it was and why would Nathan be connected to this, because if Nathan's connected to it, then Sara would be connected to it as well. So maybe they always had something going on.
I was wondering, what are the rules when it comes to confession? If I tell you something, does it stay between the two of us?
Anything you tell me stays between us and God.
What if it's bad? What if it's really bad?
So I think that's a good place to stop. After Father Kachi pretty much obviously lied in his face. He jumped up so quick and ran and told everybody what happened. But I believe that was a good decision. He definitely should have. But it also lets you know that he has some internal allegiances and he has some reasons for doing what he did, and to protect the people that he's supposed to protect. And that's why a lot of people have been saying that Father Katri is dual-sided. He works for the town residents and he possibly could be linked to whatever's going on here in this place. So thank you guys. This is the second part of the Sara discussions and theories. There's a lot to talk about with her, so I'm going to get into the third part later. But as always, drop that like, drop that subscription so you'll know when part 3 gets released. As always, let's discuss in the comments on the Movie Guru. And until next video, see you later.